Okay, Jewish John. It's been a long time in the making, but I have never played as Ethiopia before. Seems like a bit of a big and easy country to play as, and you start with one of the greatest monarchs in the entire game at this date. Narrowly squeezed out by Skandenberg, and just a hair better than, not even going to try, but the Permian leader. So, this is Ethiopia, and we need to get the achievement Prester John, but I want to do it as a Jew. Requires us to own Constantinople, Alexandria, and whatever this province is called. At least I think it's that one. I'll have to double check, but I'm sure I won't need to know that right now. Iron Mad mode is engaged. Let's go. So it seems like the easier the country I play, the worse I perform, so I'm not expecting any miracles this time. But one of the useful things about being such a bulky country is that I can afford to make quite a few mistakes. And the first mistake we're probably going to make is stop paying for those forts. You know, it's halfway tempting to just outright demolish them. So sure, why not? Maybe not this one. This one could come in handy. So we'll keep it there. So what we want to do is become Jewish as fast as possible. So we need to incite the Juden by attempting to convert them, but there's no sense paying any money since it's not going to go anywhere anyway, so we won't fund our missionary. But he will increase the unrest. At the turn of the month, these Beta Israel separatists should turn into Juden rebels, and we want to use those to convert. Now the land we have here is awful. It is all arid. Here we go. Yes. It is all horrifically arid, which adds to the development cost. And the build cost. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's all mountainous, which is not going to do us any favours for development. In fact, this whole region just doesn't go hand in hand well with development at all, so we're probably just going to forget about that. Let's just make our rivals and get on with it. Because the thing is, it's probably going to take a wee while for these, not separatists, but the Juden to rise up, so let's just make ourselves some enemies. Hejaz doesn't seem all that useful right now, but we may as well go for all three. And see what we can do mission-wise. Conquer Butana. I do want that. I don't think we're going to manage to improve our prestige anytime soon. It's a lot harder to come by, so we'll go for Conquer Butana. Won't happen straight away, but we'll also take our time to get some claims on the go. Not really for the core cost reduction, that's the smallest of things to be concerned about here, but more to get ourselves lower autonomy when we do take the land. So, Ethiopia, quick rundown. We are Coptic. Coptic's pretty not so good. Tolerance to the True Faith I always quite like, and the fort defense, yeah, if anything it's more useful now than it's ever been. I love that high tolerance, but still, a bit too much of a hipster religion for me, so. We start as an empire, which gives us autonomy change right off the bat, and I believe we get quite a few flavor events, so that's nice, isn't it? May as well assemble our troops over here, and how is our air? Not so great, so we want them to seek glory on the front line. Jake, I want to say that yes, I know you need to be Coptic to get the achievement. A million people are going to say this. I know, and I don't care. So we're already in Empire rank, which is the best you can get, so we're very grateful for that autonomy change. Not really caring about focus, since we have God's gift in terms of leaders. Ethiopian ideas, manpower modifier, which I love, attrition, which I could give or take. But very early on you get prestige, which is great. New chance of new air, which is... why is it in the game? Seriously, it's, if anything, it's worse. Worse to have. Even more fort defense, diplo reputation, missionary strength, and stability cost. That's going to be very handy, that missionary strength. Core creation cost, but it's only 10%, and 5 discipline, topping it off with yearly legitimacy. Hey, maybe if we're lucky we can become a republic. So, there really isn't too much to say here. We really want these revolts as quickly as possible, which means when we get this event saying that gives us 1 stability, we actually don't want that. I would rather... actually, both of these are Not very nice. One reduces unrest, which I don't want. The other increases stability, which also reduces unrest, which I don't want. Yeesh. Okay, bring on all the good events, sure. But I can't really think that there's much to do right now other than wait and enjoy the coffers growing. There's not even much point in paying our troops. Oh, that's right. I don't want to see you do all the work and not get it like when you played Tunis. Ah, Tunis was no bother. Okay. Sadly, you are converting your animist land to Coptic. Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter. I would love to convert some of these Sunni lands away from being Sunni, since they will probably revolt before the Jews do. In fact, let's see how long it takes the Jews to rise up. The estimate is 14.6 years, so I want to do anything I can to increase the revolt risk here. Sadly, I can't reduce autonomy. I wonder if I made Simeon exist and then reconquered them, would that help? It might actually make separatists, so we won't risk that. We'll just have to kind of cross our fingers and hope for the best. So, no real alliances heading out there. How about you? You allied with Kaffa. Well, we will end up fighting the two of you eventually. And we're near our cap, so let's grab a touch of light cavalry and fill out the force limit. And get those claims on the go. Jake, can you show us the religious map mode? Religion here is a bit of a mess, and I strongly remember there being a problem with... when's the last time I played in this region? I played Mogadishu, and there was this event that gave you loads of animists in the region. And what a pain I remember that being. Overextension would indeed increase revolt risk, and that's why we are preparing for war. We just have to hope that Adal doesn't ally anybody that's going to be a pain in our bum. And thankfully they do not. We've got Alodia as one of our rivals, so we will probably seek to just outright annex them. It's a shame about Kaffa. Thing about Kaffa, I do not want to annex them, even though they have the gold. Alright, we'll get our 2 more claims on the go and then we'll get ready to rock. Might even be better to just annex you first, since we can straight away do that, but well. We're going to be waiting on those Jews anyway. And it's nice to be making money. Actually, we have 2 merchants that I'm not doing anything with, so we're going to collect from trade here. And although it doesn't do anything really, we're going to transfer trade with you. The reason being that having you transfer trade will increase our trade power here by 10%, which is rather nice. Because as long as you're not collecting elsewhere, every merchant you have forwarding increases the trade power you have in your home by 10%. Used to be an old bug about that, I'm glad it's gone. Excuse me. So yeah, the thing about Kaffa, I do not want to annex them. I don't even want to vassalize them. I want them to remain independent. Well, as independent as... oh, curses, why does that have to be in Angot when it should be in Simeon? Am I pronouncing that right? Simeon? Who's to say? All the autonomy is melting away, which in itself isn't really that bad, but it's revolt risk that I want. You're steering the wrong way, Jake. Nothing steers into Ethiopia, so it honestly does not matter. I'd really rather the wealth went south rather than north. That said, if it went north, it might make the Mamluks a little stronger against Ottoman invasion. Not that I ever fare that well against a strong Mamluk. Okay, the thing is you love me, but Kaffa, nah, you're all gonna have to die in the end. Let's get that maintenance up and get ready for war. How will we do this, I wonder? Simeon might actually become more revolting if we let it get occupied, so it might be ideal for us to deal with the Kaffa people first. Also, I really feel like I could be doing with more troops for this initial war, so it couldn't hurt to make more, right? Jake, pray to whatever god that your heir dies. Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, we got all the claims we could do with there. We may as well throw the sod and insult first, get our PP up. That slight increase in PP may just help us out. So okay, also I'm kind of hoping that they try to take Shewa. I know it's mountainous, but I'm sure we can topple them. So let us destroy them. As for Jaffa, we may as well make you a co-belligerent. I doubt you're going to get any other allies around here. Actually, why even do that? There is nothing we have to gain since we're not taking land. So we will take our prize and we will seek to kill you. Actually, I don't want to be walking over there since that'll hurt. Ah, but he's coming over to say hi. Well, hello. Prepare to die. Now, how best to do this? A 1, a 2, a 3. Say good. Oh, jeez. You fell like a sack of bricks. We'll just keep you capped as regular. Otherwise, I want everything. This way we can focus on the inferior forces of Kaffa, and everybody wins. Also, I want to get all my troops into enemy territory to drive up my war exhaustion. Not that I'm looking to maximize it. Is that really what I want to say? What do I want to say, really? I'm not looking to suicide my nation just for the sake of getting the zealots a bit faster, but anything to make them come up a little faster would be useful. Does that make any sense? Probably not. Manpower is always a pressing issue though, so no need to suicide ourselves with that. Now, his fort there is actually mothballed, so it's in our greatest of interests to snipe it. He probably couldn't afford it, which is strange because he has a gold mine. Still, if you see an enemy with a mothballed fort, you take that mothballed fort. You take it as fast as you can. Because you get all the score of taking a fort, and none of the difficulties of having to do so. Okay, that's a little troublesome. He's probably going to try and relieve the enemy siege, or at least he will until he sees all the troubles that we're going to be giving him. Does Judaism give some kind of buff? Indeed it does. Okay, we're probably going to die here, but that's fine, because it has completely separated his army out there. It means we don't have to fight them in the mountains. Done and done right. So what we do, we just condense our units together and get the 3 with some chump change to take the capital of Soba. Delicious. And then the rest of him falls. Don't like the way Adal is massing on my border though. I'm not really wanting to fight you right now. Now how are we doing on that revolt risk situation? I was hoping for a bit more war exhaustion at this point, but like I said, I'm not really quite willing to suicide my my nation for the sake of getting it up. That said though, money is completely independent from these operations, so let us get looting, and with a bit of luck our heir will die. Ah, right, that is not what we were wanting. Perhaps we can take advantage of this. Head north ASAP. I am every bit of confident that Adal will win this, but we might be able to snipe something here. Which also means you, I just want the air to remain there. The rest of you please head north. Could actually benefit from having a little bit of a merc here. Now, unless the dice rolls go phenomenally favourable for Medre Bahri, this is going to be Adal's victory. Yes, this is why I keep lazy dips. Might as well take it all. Yep, sure enough. It's victory for Tanner. Now, you are trying to run home. We want the sieges before the enemy can get them. Well, they're not our enemy, they're just their enemy. So, not the most ideal of situations, but if... so he wants the siege, does he? Indeed, not very favourable for me, but... Actually, this isn't favourable for me at all. How can I sort this out in my favour? The thing is, they can't actually demand that since I'll be holding on to the capital. But I want more than just the capital here. And you're probably going for broke here. Oh well, you can't win them all, I tried. I'll stand on them for a while at the very least. Jake, maybe next time you change the title to make it say, I know the achievement requirements. I'd like to think people know that I know. One of the lesser known strengths of being in the Muslim religious group, you see more of the world than pretty much anybody. To begin with, at least. Alright, I know my dips are a little lazy, so let's just get those claims on the go. We're just going for full annexation here, nothing to... no point in slowing down, really, that's what I'm trying to say. Wow! The Jews are actually rising up really quickly. It said it'd take 14 years, but down to less than half of that already. Now I am looking to full annex you, but I would like a bit of dosh from our friends down south first. I'm also really going to find myself starved for units at this rate, since a good chunk of them did just die. I really like the fact that I don't have to centralize unit production using treasuries anymore. That was a level of micromanagement that I wasn't really that happy in having to do. Also, if I can full annex humiliate, I will be going for that, since it's, well, why wouldn't you, really? Now, Katha, I'm a nice guy. Just give me your dosh. Maybe that's not worth the inflation. I'll just take the war reparations. The trade power is actually tempting, since I won't be using up many of my diplomatic slots. Half of your power here. See, it's not even that much power. But it is money, and I don't really lose much from having to take it, so we'll go for that. Alright, Katha, spit it out. Giving up claims in me doesn't really have any bonus for me. Yeah, we'll take a few ducats just so you know your place. No, that's not worth that inflation. And that means we're free to get rid of you. Full annex and humiliate. This should do us well for rather a long time when it comes to PP. Looks good. Inspiring victory. So we get the prestige, we have a ton of power projection. Man, Ethiopia is just easy mode, isn't it? But what we're looking for are for the Simeons to rise up. Centralization reforms? Excellent. We want that unrest. Let's have a read about that, actually. Coffee, maybe not so good, actually. How long did it say that would last? I think it's until the death of our God King. He's 34, he'll be fine. So here's a thought. We have the capital here. You actually can't demand any land because you don't hold a fort in the region. So, what will you do? I find it unlikely that you would peace out for diddly. We have a staggering +1 force limit, might as well put it to use. And what of these lands? The truth is that I don't want them rising up. So I think it would be in our best interests to raise autonomy around here. Just keep them from getting on our case. Let's not accidentally do Simeon. I'm curious to see how long is Adal going to wait, realizing that he can take nothing. Yeah, there's a thought. I could vassalize the guy and that would bring me into a war with Adal. A defensive war as well, so we would get a bit of cheaper... Oh, right, I am forgetting something rather important here. Just get those cores on the go. Yeah, the downside to wanting to increase my unrest is that it's going to increase unrest in places that I actually don't want to revolt on me. But such is life. Also, it really pays to have the better mill tech around here. Nothing groundbreaking about that news. I think the AI will wait for you to peace out because there's less war score and can't get called for peace, unlike you. Indeed. In fact, I really don't like the fact that the AI doesn't get called for peace, but that's not my decision to make. Also, now I still don't have access to the sea. But I'll still have claims, and you know what? I could bum rush Adal so fast. He's allied with Malindi, which is far away enough for me not to care. And Naj, it's unlikely they would get access. Well, Hejaz could because rival of rival, but Yemen would not, since they are hostile. The issue there is that I'll be at war with Adal for rather a long time, but I do like the idea of the bum rush. Plus, any opportunity to slaughter my my young is one that I want to take. Alright, the force limit is a little low here. We'll just have to chew on the war exhaustion. Jake, morale guy. Didn't even see him, but he's level 3. Oh yeah, how about your forts? You do have one fort here, but it's not really going to protect anything other than Hargeisa. Hold on. You have a capital fort as well, so actually I won't be able to advance here. Probably not to Mora as well. Well, that's fine. This guy will definitely start feeling the pressure soon. We can use you to start the occupations early. Now, taking this will relocate your capital. And you know what? I will take this. I won't vassalize you, of course. Might as well take war reparations and give up your claims on me, and, well, everywhere that you can, because that will increase my prestige. I do want that. Religious unity, I laugh at that since it's never going to happen. Warsong Galley being my friend. Thing is, I kind of want to chew my way down here since control over the Gulf of Aden is good control. Oh, we can worry about that down the line. At the moment, we're still trying to turn ourselves full Juden. Who knows? We might just be able to improve our prestige at some point. Let's go for this then. Thanks, buddy. Straight away we get coring, and I still don't want to revolt there. So you're going to make peace. I don't mind fighting you in Highlands since I... Gondor. Huh, wasn't aware that my capital was called Gondor, but sure. Alright. Coastal desert is even better. I'll wait until your movement locked into the desert. And I don't care about your friends. Kind of missed the opportunity to lay down another claim, but that's alright. There's no need to get full greedy around here. Jake, what are the plans for this run? Sorry, I just got here. Surely the clue is in the name. Might as well make it to take a Masawa. Do me proud, my child. As for you, just mothballed fort. And good, it's still mothballed. Welcome to die. Oh jeez, it really is. King of Burgund dead, and goodbye Burgundy. Hello mighty Austria. Okay, so actually I don't want you coring all this jazz. So we're going to jam all of our units together. I'm going to leave behind the bare minimum that we can, and we will pursue. In a most disjointed effort. Manpower is actually fine, God bless these traditions. Well, there's another way to get rid of that arrival attrition. Yeah, I am fairly certain you're going to be going for your capital. Yep, maybe Highlands, but that is not going to save you. Don't want to detach too many, since I do have to be concerned about my own combined arms bonus. I can't remember what it is for Muslims though. 50%, okay, that's not bad. The fort is ours, but I'm not about to pay maintenance on it. You have to pay maintenance on occupied enemy forts. So if you don't fancy doing that, be sure to drop that maintenance like an ugly baby. Pshaw. We need 9,000 to take this. But that's fine, that's more war exhaustion for us, which is what we want. Like I said, I'm not wanting to suicide my nation over all this. Since I will end up with some less than helpful rebels to the south. I am talking about the Sunni Zealots. Worst thing that could possibly happen, Sunni Zealots rise up and take Simeon. That way we lose our only Jews, and our only chance at turning Jewish. That would actually be a run-ender. Oh! Malindi did make it! Interesting. But altogether, worthless for them. Get out of here! Hello? Those are just Adals. Nothing to worry about. I'll throw a few extra there just so that the siege continues. They have to take a strange route because there is a fort here. So you have to leave the way you came. We'll have you help out, the rest of you kind of just head home. Granted, I could be looting this guy. Yeah, that's true, I could be looting this guy. Be gone. Jake, did Burgundy own Lowlands? Huh. Actually, you make a good point. Burgundy did have all of this. How did they manage to get it all so quickly? I'm not playing on some early version, am I? Jings, that would be funny. Let me double check that. Hold on, what's the quickest way to tell that I'm playing the latest one? Oh yeah. I'm probably fine. Can't use anything in That was mysterious though. How did Burgundy own all those provinces? Ah well. Can worry about that later. Welcome to Miltech 2, where everyone gets stack wiped. Yeah, Ethiopia certainly have the advantage here. I'm already snapping at the heels of Miltech 4. Jake, in common sense, Burgundian inheritance gives the Emperor cores on Burgundians, PU, and vassals. And there you go. Okay, I no longer really need to pay this. maintenance. The fate of the Egyptian Copts. Word has reached us from Egypt that the Mamluk Sultan is persecuting the Copts in his lands. This really is cause for war. I wonder if I have to act on that. I hope not. That wouldn't be very nice. I'm really not looking to take that much land here. Just my claims plus... this one probably just to prevent you from getting rebels and having it No, you would release it, wouldn't you? Haha. Well, you would probably release it because you can't core it. At least you stopped the coring process. So yeah, I'm not interested in that. I'll take all this though. Keep you cut down to your size. Humiliation and war reparation would always be rather nice. However, I don't think this war is going to be going on for 5 years, allowing me to 100% you. And I doubt Naj or Malindi are going to be all that willing for peace this early on. I hate to use the phrase settle, but we'll probably settle. Full annex them. No. No. Right, the Simians are thankfully getting more and more uppity, and the autonomy continues to fall at a slow and steady pace, thanks to us being an empire. Oh, what's this? He wants to blockade me. Looks like he harbours a unit there, but he doesn't want to throw that unit at me. It's not affecting the war score at all, is it? No. Although blockaded, occupied provinces seem to give rather a lot. Jake, is the Ottoman not keen on an alliance? Or are you the one that is unwilling? I am the one that is unwilling. That said, they would be rather useful in discombobulating Mamluks. So, at the moment, we shall improve relations. Also, Venice, nice job. You took Skandenberg. A clever player vassalizes them instead so they can use Skandenberg as a general. But we can't all be that clever. Okay, I need this capital if I ever want to get anything out of Adal, and it's taking its time. All the while, these folks are rising up. The Sunni zealots are one of the ones that I'm more concerned about. The trouble is, it just goes hand in hand. If I wanted low revolt risk, then I'd be waiting a long time on these zealots. Jake, your military points. I know, but I am miserly with my my monarch points. And huzzah, there we go. Sure enough, we're actually very close for humiliation as well. I could either ditch one province. No, I like this so that I have my opportunities to go this way, and I would like a coastline, so we'll just sod the war reparations for now and take all this. Always taking that dosh, though. That said, though, if I waited maybe 5 months, I could get those war reparations. I'm a patient guy, we'll wait. But we also will not be soaking up even more attrition, since we're close enough with the Jewish zealots. Confident we'll get them soon enough. Why not harsh treatment the Sunni zealots, Jake? Because it'll cost me monarch points. Do I look like a man with monarch points to spare? I am quite concerned about the Sunni zealots. Why? Because zealots fight like they have something to fight for. I would love to gain stability here, but yeah. That'll do it. Almost 100 power projection. I wish I could have some of that in a multiplayer game. Sadly, I'm sitting at negative 70 something. Because that's what you get for saving Europe from the Ottomans. Okay, so sure enough, you can't core that. I wonder what you're going to do with it. Poor Kaffa, they want an alliance, but they shall get no such thing. Why didn't you take some cash too, Jake? Well, it wouldn't be much cash. And we would be suffering some... Yes, I knew it! They gave it up. They lost 10 prestige for it, and it's another lovely little country that we can gobble up. And the Jewish zealots are close to rising up. Sadly, so are the Sunni zealots, and we're going to need a bigger army. We are definitely going to need a bigger army. We have a fair chunk of cavalry, but it could be bigger. In fact, our whole army is going to have to be bigger. We can afford it, though. Well, maybe the last guy, no, but... Here they come! That was rather fortunate for me. What isn't so fortunate is that they are larger stacks than I had anticipated. Well... Oh shoot, I was meant to be funding this fort. Wow, that's unpleasant. That is extremely unpleasant. There goes my army, and they are about to do horrible things to me. Now my mill tech wouldn't actually help much here, since it would increase their tech as well. But at least it'll give me more morale to survive the survive these for longer. Got all of our cores on the go. Alright. I'm gonna have to mark up pretty hard here. The thing is, they're probably going to jump onto the other Sunni lands. I just don't know which one they will prioritize. Probably Arsi. One of the bigger problems here. Excellent. Right, we have Sunni zealots now, but I must make sure that they don't die to other kinds of rebel scum. It also means that I can increase my stability, but it ain't that easy now, is it? I just have to hope these guys don't bundle together. So we'll take what we have, split you in half, and hope we don't get a repeat of the last thing, the last time. Also, you could go south. Oh, I also really hope you don't take my capital. So now it's time for rebel fun. Fortunately, they are going for Arsi, so let's get our heir there and hope that we can kill these guys on the double. It's a bit suicidal, but I'm going to bum rush them. No, I'm not going to be bum rushing anyone. They're making their way over to more mountains, which is a bit of a pain. That's the biggest pain. No, I think we're just going to have to attack. Balls meet walls. Alright, the Jews are making their way to our capital, and the Adalans want to rise up as well. Asab, Agnot, blah blah blah. It's because I never increased autonomy, isn't it? In my newly conquered provinces. You know what, I don't even mind that much raising autonomy here, if we can just get rid of the revolt risk. This is unpleasant for my troops. Holy crivens, this is very unpleasant for my troops. They're not going to survive that. But I need to have them not kill the Jews. Never rains, but it pours. But that's okay. We just need to get our numbers back up, along with our morale. Yeah, you'll probably take that, but that's okay. We have enough provinces that this number won't phase us. And even better, they're coming to fight us. So we'll probably actually get our guys together so they fight better. The downside here is, of course, that I need to retake this province. Sure, I'm glad I'm making tons of dosh. Okay. This I will not abide by. This I kinda like. Oh no, this I don't like. Shoot. I was very fortunate that that didn't end up in me dying. So we'll retake our lands. This one's actually going to need 6k to deal with, but we got it sorted. The Elodias also want to rise up, mostly in Shendi. Where is Shendi? They want to rise up because it's Sunni. Well, at least it's only one province that we have to worry about there. One province is no problem. Let's hope we can retake this fairly swiftly. And yeah, my dips are being lazy as ever. But we got 100 with the Ottomans. I doubt that's going to make them all that keen on an alliance, because not the same religious group, massive distance, but probably better to have it and not need it than need it and nay have it. We're hemorrhaging money here, but that's okay. My good Jewish friends, do what you feel you need to do. Make our way to Shendi. But I do need this fort taken back. And then probably dismantled, because I don't plan to fight Kaffa anytime soon. And that's really the benefit that it's doing. Spread the Judaism. What's going to be your first idea, Chick? I'll give you one guess. And here's a clue, it's going to be religious. I'm never going to get that improved. My prestige mission succeeded, so I may as well just cancel it now. Cores are coming along nicely, and I'm so glad I retook that because the Jews are going for it. What will be very unfortunate is if they moved into Shawah from here. I just have to hope that they do not. I mean, they have plenty of other options to go for. Why would they settle for that? Who would ever settle? Jake clue too subtle, pick defensive. Alright, if they do run into me here, and thank goodness they did not, I would just retreat the battle as soon as possible, praying that I didn't murder them. So it's a little risky to be playing like this, but that's okay. We sufficiently weakened all of our neighbours, except the Mamluks. And I don't think the Mamluks are going to fight us anytime soon. They don't desire any of our lands. Wouldn't admin focus be good for cores plus ideas, Jake? Yes, but the trouble with admin focus is it would take away from military, and I would love to have a very good military at the moment. We can just bank the ideas for now. Where are they heading? Excellent. They're giving us a good Jewish core. Got conquest against Hydro's beloved Warsangali. However, it seems that Adal, they're playing like me in the multiplayer. They're like, oh, people want us dead. Guess we're going to have to go in the opposite direction. Alright. Fun fact, if I had a fort on my capital, these Jews wouldn't be doing this. Because Zone of Control blocks rebel enforcement. Or rather, provincial rebel enforcement. And this is nice, they're kind of making a little Jewish spiral. I think there's a word for that. Dreidel? do wonder if Adal is going to be coming for me, though. Wouldn't be too surprised. Almost makes Marahan a tempting ally, but they want all my provinces. Yeah, Kaffa as well. Nah, we are fine as we are. Paying for this fort isn't so fine though. I'm not going to deconstruct it, but let's get our troops over to Shande. Oh, it retook these provinces, which is a shame. The Jews will probably march back and retake them. Now they're close to... oh, damn. We need that capital back in our control ASAP. I forgot, 18 months after they hold the capital, they ought to enforce. Besieging the capital is not slowing that down. Okay, that doesn't help either now, does it? Okay, what can I do here? Probably nothing. Right, that's extremely unfortunate. They're going to enforce their demands, and it's not actually going to turn me Jewish. I got their troops at least. Still, Judaism is not our state religion. Okay, what can we do about that then? Well, we still do have some provinces which want to rise up with Jewish zealots. Sadly, they all have the recent uprising malice. But I could decrease autonomy to also deal with that. Is that a wise thing to do, I wonder? What I was hoping for was he would take more land, but that was a major slip-up by me. Because he held on to the capital for too long. I should have de-sieged the capital, but I wasn't focusing on that. Okay, so the Jews are indeed not tricking me enough tonight. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Jewish provinces. And to be honest, I need a lot more than that, because I have a total of 29 provinces. So, where do we go from here, I wonder? Well, we can just keep the Jews coming, actually. Consider none of these are probably going to have significantly more revolt risk than the others. So we'll take you, we will decrease autonomy and throw you down there. And that'll still give us a decent amount of Jewish separatism. Yeah, good. Jewish zealots. Again. The alternate thing I could do is get rid of a lot of my land, and I would have so little land that then I could become Jewish again. Or rather, I'd have so little land that I could give in to the demands. But I would have to reduce myself to 14 provinces or fewer. And yeah, that doesn't feel right now, does it? Plus, selling land is a big loss of prestige. That's not what I'm up for. It's very nice of them to give me some free units, though. Alright, so the Jewish separatists expect to rise up in 10 years, do they? But they also want to rise up in other provinces. Again, the recent uprising goes away in 10 years, and I can't really bring the unrest down up far enough there. Ah, well. Heretic regiments. Wait a second, heretics. Would that make them Jewish? No, Jews are zealots. But I would get 10 unrest there, which is excellent. Not to mention a free unit. So that should halve the amount of time it takes for the Jewish zealots to... Yes, 5.5 years. How generous of you. Also, we're capped on dip. Boom, not anymore. Jake, doesn't Makuria have a Jewish province? No. No, they do not. Alright, so the Jewish want to rise up. So do the Alsa. In the province of Alsa. That's here, right? But I already increased autonomy. Okay, so we made a vital mistake there, and that was having the Jews take our capital for too long. This will cost us a few years, but nothing we can't deal with. Don't want to make vassals because they would march into my land and do horrible things, i.e. kill my Jewish rebels. But I do really want Mogadishu. Preferably before they start catching up in military technology. In that case, it wouldn't hurt just to go speed 5. Yeah, Ethiopia is such a strong country. Alright, so next time the Jews rise up, we don't let them take the capital for that long. Trouble is that unrest that we got here was base unrest, so it ticks away. Jake, can't you just tell your vassals to stop going into your land, or does that only work for wars? You can put them into scutage, which will stop them from participating in your wars, but they always have military access through you. And if they are loyal, they will most likely want to stroll into your land. So thanks for the free prestige. My prestige is going to tank anyway. Yeah, where do these guys want to rise up again? Ausa. Ah, what luck, it has enough supply limit for me to march my army there. And that should completely eliminate them. Give it a wee while. Jake, what tech is Ethiopia in? Still Muslim. Also, what country is first to the Indian tech along the eastern African coast? It's either you or... Okay, it's neither of you. Then it must be Ajiran. Yep, Ajiran is Indian. Poor Ajiran. And since art and dips are so lazy, we may as well put them to work. Why in the world is that shown to me? Austria do not be an interesting country for me. The monastic orders. One of the greatest strengths of the Ethiopian church is the great number of successful monasteries. Losing stability would actually help me with these zealots. So sure. Don't know where those provinces were. But we're already halfway with those Jews. Jeez thing. Saying what we're all thinking. I hate Austria. Jake, I'm supposed to be graduating high school in a few hours, but instead I'm here. I'm surprised you graduated high school if that's how you spell here. It just feels so lazy not to be out there conquering everything. But turning Jewish is priority number 1, since that's, you know, the whole point of this campaign. Marahen going for Adal. My, Why? Why were you so cute? Ah, Miltech 4. I guess I won't have to worry about a doll anytime soon then. No, I believe Simeon is the only Jewish province in the world in 1444. So you either, if you want to become Jewish, you must be Ethiopia, somehow release and play as the Beta Israelis, or what was the other option? Yeah, play a custom nation. Which, funnily enough, is the most popular nation to play as in the game. Most people play as custom nations. Jake Millcap, not yet, but I am close. I probably will standardize my pikes, actually. Come on, Jews. Come one, come all. Gee, I'm pretty much at idea group level here. Of course it is religious. It is almost always religious. Why wouldn't it be? Let's grab our West African warrior. No. South African warrior. They're far more aggressive, and I am all about that aggression. That's enough for you. Always the last 20%. Come on, Jews. This must be terribly exciting to watch. Emphasis on terrible. Now, I might actually want to consider some of these acts that increase my missionary strength, since they won't be available to me once I stop being Christian. Sadly, I don't have a theologian. +1 missionary strength would be rather nice. Let's take a single gamble on it. Hope that our next one is a theologian. A single gamble on it. Yeah, just one more. Bah, humbug. Oh well. Be really funny if I was on something like military leaders doing that, or military advisors. Jake, are you going to colonize South Africa? No. I was going to say very unlikely, but instead I'm going with no. I will not. Okay, Sunni Zealots are back up to wanting to rise up, because why wouldn't they, really? Alright, we'll stay split up here, but at no point do I want you to be adjacent to the Jews. Oh, also I'm tearing this fort down. Tear this wall down! Someone says, Jake, you do have a theologian. Oh! Huh, how did I miss that? Well, it's very expensive, but I am going to take you, only because it allows me to get +1 missionary strength, but I'm going to fire you afterwards. I wonder if I lose that when I give in to rebels. Probably not. But it would be very like this game to do that. Alright. Not going to get any revolts there that aren't Jewish. Also, we can recall this guy. Keep the Jews coming. Oh, this is excellent, though. They're coming down south to deal with the Sunnis. And that is exactly where I need them to be.